Yoga, Bombom tea, chini tanchu, mungbong does.
I'm over here sipping my tea, being one with my allergies. I'm triggered today, y'all. Trigger, warning. Oh, I did it wrong. I'm sorry. Warning, trigger, warning. If you're easily triggerable, I am very triggered right now by my allergies. I only make fun of the triggering thing because I think it's dumb. There's no way you can be warned of all triggers in life. If you go outside and it's too hot, you may get triggered. You may get immediately upset. What the fuck you gonna do about it? You gonna fight Mother Nature? No. Okay. So I'm one of them ones that, yeah, I can tell you, hey, this gonna be some crazy ass shit, but I wanna tell you like that. No, but even the way I tell people might be triggering. I'm sorry, I'm telling you, it really kills me because I'm triggered all the time. I'm the type of person I need to be on medication. I need to be under somebody's care and watchful eye, but I refuse. No, thank you. If you watched that video a couple videos ago, you know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to tell you, I'm scared. Don't you do it. I can function. I just don't like people, and I don't like people so much so I won't even go to a fucking therapist. Like, ew. Do you know that's a regular person who got regular problems? What if that motherfucker be at home fussing with his wife on a regular basis, can't keep his shit together, his whole child out there, 14 pregnant? Like, that's the kind of thoughts that go through my mind. Like, okay, prime example. I know somebody right now who is in the highest position you can have in the U.S., and their child is a crackhead. I would have never put somebody in charge of my life who raised a crackhead, if that makes sense. I was raised by a crackhead. So I know I shouldn't be in charge. I had one child because I shouldn't have been in charge of nobody's life, if that makes sense. I'm sorry. I didn't ran it and I didn't read. I apologize. I don't even know how I got here. Let me see. I might delete it. I might finish it. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm embarrassed because I didn't listen to it and I still don't know if I should delete it or if I should finish it. But, I mean, they some of them thoughts that I be wanting to tell people. I ain't going to tell you who it is. But I hope you can guess. More of the story. We all get triggered and then we rant and rave. And I'm a little crazy. Okay, that's the moral of the whole story. So, I'm going to just leave it there. Okay, let's read. Y'all, I'm not crazy. I promise. Oh my God, they gonna commit me. Suzanne told numerous. I'm sorry. We are here on section 2. Suzanne's attempt to leave Barry after her affair. Suzanne told numerous close friends, her daughters, and Barry that she wanted out of her marriage. Yet Barry refused to listen to her. Okay, first sentence. And then I swear, I'm going to just read straight through. I'm going to be very calm and very, I'm just going to read it. Didn't both of her daughters testify to two exact opposite things? They said she told both her daughters, but I swear, one of the daughters said she ain't see no problems. Didn't she? It was redacted. I could be wrong. You know what? I could be wrong. I apologize. That was my fault. I'm wrong. Okay. Suzanne told numerous close friends, her daughters, and Barry that she wanted out of her marriage, yet Barry refused to listen to her. She suspected Barry of having affairs for years and kept her affair very secretive to protect her daughters and the family of Jeff Liebler. Did I say Liebler last time? Liebler. I think it's Liebler. A small portion of the interviews and evidence of her attempts to leave Barry and of her affair follows. Sheila Oliver interview. On May 11, 2020, CCSO Detective Burgess conducted a phone interview with Sheila Oliver, Suzanne's best friend who lives in Indiana. Sheila had constant communication with Suzanne via text messages and Snapchat messages until Saturday, May 9, 2020. Sheila said that Suzanne promptly checks her Snapchat messages, and Sheila was worried that Suzanne did not read 3 Snapchat messages from her on May 9, 2020 at 6:40 p.m. and 6:48 p.m. MDT, Mountain. What does the D stand for? Mountain District Time? I thought it was always Standard Time, whatever Eastern Standard. I don't know about Western, what the Western say, but I thought it was, I don't know. Suzanne had been very excited about the wedding of Sheila's daughter on May 10th. Suzanne was helping Sheila prepare and eager to watch it online. Oh, damn. That ain't no fun. Sheila provided texts with Suzanne with the following. March 25, 2020, Suzanne Tisking, sick. Care of myself. What? Oh, taking. What is. Okay. Taking care of myself physically in a stressful marriage. Redacted, and I had a very tough talk yesterday. She's weary of the tension here. She knows how he is towards me and almost begged me to divorce him. Sheila, what does he want? Have you talked any more about splitting? Suzanne, he threatens, but I've never come out and said I wanted it today. He thinks I'm holding on till after Redacted graduates. At least sick. SIC, is that correction? I don't know. He thinks I'm not strong enough to do it given finances. I'm sorry. I gotta ask. If you're having this conversation, if this is the conversation with your best friend, why didn't she leave? I am confused. Like, I understand you gotta have a couple arguments, you gotta be there for a couple of months, couple of years or whatever. They was already cheating. Why was she still there? Like, it seemed everybody was on the same page. Maybe he wasn't strong enough to divorce you. You talking about it openly and freely. I don't understand the two grown people. You see what his mind went to. His mind went to taking you off the whole planet and no longer allowing you to be around anybody. And you sitting here saying, and you were sitting here thinking about it. I think she had already checked into it. And I don't understand I don't know. Maybe if her boyfriend proposed, then she was going to move right in with him. But she needed us. I don't know. I'm sorry. Suzanne, she redacted, even mentioned a restraining order. I'm sick. I had a conversation like that with my 16-year-old. Sheila, he's nuts. Suzanne, it's Jekyll and Hyde again. Pretty much told him I can't be healthy and stay in this. Then why did you stay? Especially because he literally probably was telling you in his own way he couldn't do it either. Like, he literally was saying, I can't be here, and just wanted you to make the decision. As a team, you decide to get married. He gets down on one knee and says, will you marry me in front of the large crowd? Now he's hanging from the door, swinging back and forth with a bamboo stick in his hand, asking, will you divorce me? And all you got to do is say, yes, I will. And you over there talking about, girl, it's Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know why you acting like this. Even the kids see the problem. He think I can't afford it. Okay, you talking about it, but why? I don't know. I be confused. But I mean, I guess see, I can't say that. I was going to go to hell if I said that. Sheila, what did he say? Oh, I'm sorry, let me just read the last one, just in case I threw you off. Suzanne, it's Jekyll and Hyde again. Pretty much told him I can't be healthy and stay in this. Sheila, what did he say? Suzanne, he threatens to come home and pack. Ugh. Huh? Ugh. I say ugh when I almost trip and fall and people see me. I be mad, but that's all I can do because it's embarrassing, but it's my fault. It's the ground fault. You know, it's whatever fault I tripped over. I say ugh when I get a whole bunch of work dumped on my desk and my boss still standing right there and I got to say something or I might cuss. Instead of saying fuck, I say ugh. I like ugh. Ugh is a nice word. I use it as an actual word. She said that when she told him she can't stay with him, he said he threatens to come home and pack. Ugh. Okay. Suzanne, he won't speak of divorce, begging for another chance. Wait a minute, that's two separate sentences. I know I need to keep reading because that's my fault. But I'm so torn. But I guess it's supposed to be in my heart. I know who he is. Yes, he's proven it to you. When they say, if it quack like a duck and it act like a duck, you know, I'm more about action. I really am. I don't care who you say you are. A man will bring you roses. He'll open your door. I don't care what he actually says, out his mouth. He could be a yuck mouth, He might not even be able to talk, but he actually shows up and do the things. Like, I'm an action person. Baby, I'm going to show you the world. And then they sitting in the car, unlocking the door from the inside. Like, you ain't got to open my door, really. You really don't have to. It's not that big a deal. But that's the best example I can give you. And I mean, be talking, be trying to hold your hand as you get in, and then give you a kiss when you sit there trying to grab your ass and shit like that. Bitch, you see me struggling, my ass hurting because I just came down all them fucking steps and I had to open my own door. And you over there talking about you about to show me the world because you going to drive me down the street. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, this ain't the world. That's the other side of town. Nope. 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 During the interview, Sheila also told Detective Burgess that she was so concerned with Barry's behavior that she purchased a spy pen for Suzanne, which she gave to her in January 2020 when she met up with Suzanne in Florida. This device was designed to record conversations covertly. The downloaded audio files of the spy pen conversation will be summarized in section 4. Sheila told FBI agents in 2021 that Barry called her in the summer of 2019 when Suzanne was in Michigan asking why Suzanne was not returning his calls. He stalked Suzanne and Sheila at the Puma Path House in September 2019 to see what Suzanne was up to, sneaking through the woods and of earlier accounts in Indiana when Barry suspected Suzanne may have had a boyfriend before they got married. Melinda Beaumonk interview. Melinda Beaumonk was interviewed by FBI Special Agent S.A. Richard Tipton in May 19, 2020 at the FBI office in Knoxville, Tennessee. Beaumonk is the sister of Suzanne and last talked to her on Friday, May 8th via text message. Beaumonk sent a text to Suzanne on Mother's Day, May 10, 2020, and received no response. For the previous 6 months, Suzanne had texted Melinda and told her that things were getting tense between her and her husband, Barry. Beaumonk advised that Suzanne told her that she had come to realize what a narcissist her husband Barry was, and that she had come to terms with his narcissistic ways. Beaumonk described Barry as one who lives a double life, a liar, an adulterer, a bully, one that has to have control, cunning, fools people a lot, loves money, and treats his wife and daughters as trophies. Beaumonk advised that her sister Suzanne was a codependent person and was very dependent on her husband, Barry. Okay, I understand, and that makes sense. They live a phony life and would often put on a front as if they were happy together. Beaumonk thought that it was unusual for Redacted to take a road trip on Mother's Day weekend, especially with the coronavirus pandemic. Beaumonk advised that she received a phone call from her father, who lives in Michigan, on Monday, May 11th, to tell Beaumonk that Suzanne was missing. On November 20, 2020, S.A. Grusing, I'm still thrown for a loop, that is him, spoke with Beaumonk about the message Suzanne sent to her on Friday, May 8, 2020 at 9:28 a.m. It's hard dealing with the harsh abrasiveness and having to show respect. He's also been abusive emotionally and physically. There's so much. I went through a period of acceptance and I feel more angry now. Anger is what I've allowed. Beaumont told S.A. Grusing that she did not have context of why Suzanne texted on May 8th that Barry was physically and emotionally abusive. She had not discussed those things with Suzanne and was surprised to see her text that. Damn. Okay. When Beaumont found out on May 11th that Suzanne was missing, she said, "Damn it, damn it, damn it," to herself because she was certain that Barry killed her. Beaumont described years of Suzanne being a submissive housewife to Barry in Indiana, allowing him to control their finances, and Suzanne's longtime suspicion about Barry having affairs. Beaumont said Suzanne loved Barry and wanted to be a good wife and mother to her girls. Beaumont said, I'm sorry. Beaumont thought the primary reason for the move to Colorado was Barry's long-term desire to move there for hunting. She thought Suzanne threw caution to the wind and moved in an attempt to save their marriage and start over. Beaumont provided documentations that Suzanne inherited approximately $208,000 from their mother, Adrienne passing away in 2013, and another approximate $217,000 when her grandmother-in-law Helen Brunette passed away in 2016. Notes from Suzanne's phone on July 7, 2020, FBI computer scientist C.S. Brian Turner recovered a file from the return search of from the return of search warrant on Apple for the redacted. This file appeared to contain notes that Suzanne wrote to herself in her Apple account on or before Friday, May 8, 2020. The attachment shows that the notes were backed up to the cloud on May 8, 2020 at around 7:08 to 7:03 a.m. C.S. Turner retrieved the notes that contained 60 lines of apparent issues Suzanne had with Barry. Excerpts from these lines include monkey app, phys abuse, which is PHYS abuse, mental abuse while drinking, New Year's Eve, dash name calling, said one only need for $1. I don't know what that means, but I'm with you on all of this. All alleged, in my opinion. He said it. He guilty. Girl, you could have took this to court. We could have got alimony, child support. We could have got the house and the cars. Like, you had enough. Oh, my goodness. I wish she would have. Oh, my goodness. Women on FB dash good for business. Oh, that was his excuse. The women she found. Lies about deer. What? It says lies about deer's dash pants unzipped. So when she confronted him apparently about some deers, like he was supposed to be out hunting deer, something to the effect the deer, he said my pants, that's how my pants got. Trip to Colorado dash pen on hand. I don't know what that means. Pen on hand. He was writing something down from somebody. He said it was because, okay, wear bear claw / FaceTime in Arizona angry. I wish I understood some of these. Stalking Sheila and me in house without telling. That one I understand. Lied and said, you need phone to call Casey. Chased me around resort and threatened. Took phone. Not safe alone with you. Can't be trusted. Oppressive. Slam on brakes when angry. Threaten to jump out of car. Gun. Shame and guilt daily for not meeting expectations. Nothing to do with infidelity. Everything to do with your character and who you are at core. Your lack of control over me equals insecurities equals a sick relationship. Situation with redacted when I'm in / accuse me of going behind your back. Got up and left redacted and me at the table Left plate, no comment, just to watch TV. Act like I'm intruding in the garage. Verbal abuse, writing checks for cash out of a business account. Wiring money from investment account without asking or discussing. Monex dash in your name only. Pull redacted in hurting her. Left 2 times on treatment weeks. Bedroom profession about marrying, having babies, and sleeping together. Don't care about preg possibilities. Hot tub talking to self. Accused me of BF and redacted. 5-6. Wrote in Al-Anon book. Knew I was looking at phone in a bonus. May 6, 2020 message to Barry. Pursuant to an authorized search warrant, Barry's Verizon phone was searched by FBI examiner Jim Stevens, who found an image that Barry likely swiped the message off his screen, and the swiped image was inadvertently saved. This message was not recovered separately in Suzanne's phone or Barry's phone. The image appears to be a message from Suzanne to Barry. The date of this message was May 6, 2020 at 10:13 a.m. The message says, "I'm done. I could care less what you're up to and have been for years. We just need to figure this out civilly." And then the beginning of the next message says, and that's it. Next section says, Suzanne's affair dash Jeff Liebler. Upon the recovery of Suzanne's spy pen, S.A. Grusing and S.A. Kenneth Harris began prioritizing anyone named Jeff in Suzanne's social media, phone records, or other accounts. On the pen, Suzanne spoke to an unknown male friend named Jeff while she was in Florida as if he was her lover, but no last name or phone number was provided. After months of investigation and after working through a list of about 20 or more Jeffs possibly associated with Suzanne, Jeff Liebler, a former high school friend of Suzanne, was identified and interviewed. Liebler provided the following information. On November 4, 2020, S.A. Grusing and S.A. Harris spoke with Liebler on the phone and recognized his voice as being the voice of recognized his voice as being the voice on Suzanne's pen recording. After discussing his relationship with Suzanne and Liebler, talking about their secret meetings, he asked to continue the interview in person. He said after he learned Suzanne went missing, he figured there's no way she's alive. He said he is not proud about not coming forward, giving reasons to agents that he has 6 kids and a wife and will lose his job. Liebler said when this happened, he thought Suzanne was abducted, so he kept quiet. Wait, what? He stated time went by, and when this happened, time went by, and he did not want his girls to find out. He does not think Barry knew about him and Suzanne or what set him off, other than the fact that the guy could easily be set off by anything, you know? I'm sure you guys know that. Liebler said he did not feel like he had anything to add and did not want to hurt anybody. I promise you, no matter how bad I feel the singleness blues, no matter how bad the boredom gets, you know, I always am able to talk myself closer away from the ledge. Not off the ledge, but a little bit better. I can be comfortable. I might can sit down and think about things. You know what I mean? I'm not going to jump off the ledge. Only because I remember situations like that. Not to blame this man at all. At all. At all. But I promise you, I only want people in my life that even if they got some shit going on, it's never going to trump. Oh, this bitch is gone. Oh, she could be dead. You know what I mean? Like, he gave up hope and kept it moving because he didn't want nothing to change. But I don't do the down low. I don't. This is what they mean. I don't mean to blame the victim. But this is the small tidbits when they say what happens in the dark comes to light. Because the light is shining right now and it's still dark as fuck. That's why it's the things that's been in the dark. Because look how the shit coming out. You didn't want your wife and your kids to find out. Now I'm reading this shit. It's so many people reading this shit. Sir, Mr. Jeff Liebler. Is it Jeffrey Liebler? Like right now, at this point, I feel like I know your phone number and your whole government with your social security number. I might even know your address at this point. You would rather it come out like this than to you to call. I'd have called them first thing. I might have not told them the whole thing. I might have lied. Okay, by omission. I might not have said the low down freaking stuff that was going on. I'd have made them work. They'd have had to find out. But I'd have called and said, my previous high school classmate has been confiding in me secretly. I'd have led with that. I apologize. I had to digress. Because when you're doing that sneaky shit, motherfucker will write you off in a heartbeat. And I promise you, I was talking shit. I was like, oh, he gonna propose. I didn't think she was doing this kind of stuff. But I promise you, I know that Suzanne thought. And I could be wrong because this is allegedly, in my opinion, just how I feel. She thought they was better than that. I know she in the other life talking about, I thought we was better than that, boo. I thought we was better than that. I thought you'd have at least phoned a friend. You couldn't put up the bat signal. An anonymous tip line, I'm sure, was set up. Rant over. On November 13, 2020, S.A. Gersing and S.A. Harris interviewed Leibler in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Leibler said after Suzanne's first message of howdy stranger to him in 2018, they began talking on the phone. Leibler said he was nervous to talk to agents and what he did was disgraceful. In the summer, after Leibler's first year of college in Indiana, he attended a party with some friends at Suzanne's house. Barry and Suzanne were a couple, but Barry was not at the party. Leibler said he and Suzanne kinda hooked up. Not really at the party. Leibler played golf almost daily at the time, and Barry worked on the golf course. Barry found out about Leibler and Suzanne hooking up at the party. Upon seeing Leibler on the golf course, Barry jumped off the tractor and he was ready to beat me down. Leibler told Barry, "You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose everything." Leibler talked him out of it, and that was the last interaction Leibler had with Barry. Leibler said he did not talk to Suzanne until 2018, following that night in Indiana. He explained, "I tell her I carried a torch for her all that time." Leibler and Suzanne used FaceTime to communicate in 2018 through Leibler's daughter. Though Leibler's daughter saw one of their communications in late 2018, and Leibler told Suzanne they had to stop. They did not speak until around Christmas 2018 because Leibler deleted Facebook, Instagram, and all messaging between him and Suzanne. Around Christmas 2018, Suzanne found Leibler's LinkedIn account and sent a message with words to the effect of, "I'm worried sick about you. Are you okay?" Leibler responded to the message and they began talking again. First, it was in a platonic way. Then their relationship progressed again. Leibler said they communicated through FaceTime but did not physically see each other in 2018. Suzanne and Leibler communicated regularly from late 2018 through May 9, 2020, and she provided him with numerous reasons why she wanted to leave Barry. Between February 2019 and February 2020, Leibler and Suzanne met each other in New Orleans, Florida, Indianapolis, Michigan, Dallas, and again in Florida. During the last 5 trips, they stayed in hotels, talked, and shared meals and had consensual sex. Leibler has not traveled to Colorado to see Suzanne, partly because Suzanne and Barry had surveillance cameras all around. Because Suzanne said Barry has surveillance cameras all around the house. Leibler stated, here's what she told me about her relationship with Barry. Not good, lots of fights, very argumentative. It felt like it was horrible for her health mentally. Leibler asked Suzanne if she felt afraid Barry would hurt her, and she answered he would never cross that line. He's learned. Leibler took that to mean something happened physically one time to Suzanne, whether Barry shoved her or hit her. Agents asked Leibler when Suzanne first said she loved him, and replied she told him that in 2018. They discussed that they were soulmates and meant for each other. They eventually exchanged words of love to each other. Leibler explained that they were soulmates because of their approaches to the world and to people. Leibler said that Suzanne treated people well, not simply for social stair climbing or status benefits. Leibler was striving to be that type of person. He stated he was not a good person, though he was horrible for having this relationship with Suzanne. When agents asked Leibler how Suzanne took steps to be careful about Barry knowing her travel activities, he said when Barry called, Leibler left the room. This happened once in Suzanne's hotel room in New Orleans. Agents asked Leibler what other steps they took to conceal their relationship from Barry. He responded, "We talked all the time about protect. For the kids, for family, all that stuff." Suzanne knew when Leibler was going to be working in his car, and he never initiated conversation with a phone call or a text. They communicated through his LinkedIn account in 2019 to determine when they could FaceTime. Agents asked Leibler if Suzanne ever spoke about leaving Barry. He said Suzanne's plan was to get out of the house and to college before. I guess this must be something redacted and I just can't see it. Or they just I don't know, it just didn't make sense. But I understand they saying one of the kids, I'm assuming. He said Suzanne's plan was to get out of the house and to college before Suzanne would probably go on her own. Leibler and Suzanne talked about one day being together. She told Leibler this was not about him. It's about her getting away. He said Suzanne was not happy mentally. She could not take it, and it was wearing her out. Leibler had a corporate LinkedIn account, and he created a second account to use to communicate with Suzanne. They stopped talking on the phone in December 2019. Leibler deleted his second LinkedIn account of redacted after Suzanne disappeared when he thought she was abducted to him. And Leibler said, "I didn't want her legacy to be she had an affair with this guy." Leibler and Suzanne stopped talking over the phone in December 2019 because she told him, "We can't use the phone anymore." She said he, Barry, watches everything I do and I'm afraid he's gonna find out. Suzanne mentioned an incident when she was on the beach in Mexico listening to music on her phone, and Barry was suspicious of her. Leibler said she started handing her phone over to him and told him, "Do whatever you want. Go through it." Libler and Suzanne used WhatsApp because they could talk and leave messages, but there was no phone record of it. Libler did not think there would be call records of them talking past December 2019. In October 2019, Libler had a sales meeting in Dallas and Suzanne was traveling to Phoenix. She left a day early and went through Dallas, staying at the same hotel Libler stayed, the Galleria in North Dallas, with the ice rink inside. They spent 2 nights at the hotel together. Suzanne was going to the Phoenix conference to become a certified fitness instructor with the mindset of, what am I going to do if I leave him? She talked to Libler about Barry's mood and anger, saying, as long as he gets what he wants, everything is fine. Libler said he and Suzanne had a mutual understanding not to dive too much into the problems they had with their spouses. Libler knew Suzanne had discussions with Redacted in March or April 2020 about separating from Barry and getting a divorce. Suzanne told Barry, I just want peace, explaining she wanted it to be peaceful for the girls. Libler thought that in February 2020, Suzanne was wanting to break out on her own, but still wanted to wait until Redacted graduated. Libler says Suzanne felt some shame that she had so much materially, and she spoke with Libler about life transformation. Barry held the huge houses and Range Rovers over Suzanne's head. Barry told her things like, I provide these things for you. You have the greatest life. You have everything. $1 million home, you have Range Rovers. Libler said they never made concrete plans, but she told him several times when she does leave Barry, she would go without contacting Libler for a while. Suzanne said she was not doing this for Libler, but for herself. Suzanne's talk of leaving Barry was like a wave with like a higher frequency of waves. Libler says Suzanne had faith God would provide for her and she would figure it out. Libler said Libler did not know she had an inheritance until he read about it in the media. In March through May of 2020, Libler and Suzanne talked a lot about mountain biking, and Libler looked at the trails online in Colorado, and they sometimes talked before Suzanne went for a ride. Suzanne put her bike in her car on her way to the trailheads and did not often ride in her own neighborhood. She normally rode in the evening for about half an hour or 40 minutes. In the first week of May 2020, Suzanne told Libler the girls were going on a camping trip that weekend. Libler said anytime she was alone with Barry, she dreaded it. Didn't want to be alone with him. Barry refused to go to counseling, though Suzanne offered. Barry told her, you just need to be who you were to me and everything will be fine. Libler said he thought two things could have happened to Suzanne. Barry, either learned about us and snapped, or maybe she told him she was going to leave him. Agents asked Libler what Barry's reaction was when Suzanne mentioned she wanted to separate from him. Libler responded, he was very much against it. She would say, 'cause he wants everything to look perfect on the outside. Libler said he does not believe Suzanne reached out to him with the intention of having a boyfriend. He described Suzanne as beautiful, kind, someone who treated people well, and a good listener, traits that attracted him to her. Libler said Suzanne is naive in some ways because she assumed the best of people and did not see what lies beneath. While Suzanne lived in Indiana with Barry, he acted suspiciously, like he was having an affair. Libler added, and then I can tell you, too, over the last year, she's like, I'd love for him to find a new girlfriend and just get out. Leibler said so long as Suzanne gratified Barry sexually, it was fine. He added, I don't think she was deriving a lot of pleasure out of things. You talk to your boyfriend? Ew. When agents asked Leibler if he thought that or knew it, he said, I know. She said it's not pleasurable. I'm sorry. I'm trying. And I've been doing good, so that's fine. I am going to give myself some grace. I just gotta stop. Suzanne told Leibler that she would not completely starve Barry of sex. I don't know why. I don't know why, girl. I don't know why. I'm so sorry. I've been doing good, and I promised myself I was gonna be quiet. That was loud. I apologize. Agents confirmed with Leibler that he no longer had the phone he used to speak with Suzanne. He explained that in June 2020, he dropped his phone on his stone steps and the faceplate shattered. Leibler sent the phone into his company and they sent him a new one. The phone the company sent Leibler had all the same corporate apps on it as his previous phone, but none of the personal apps. Leibler provided consent forms for his DNA, phone records, and the login for his social media accounts. Your affidavit served search warrants for LinkedIn and WhatsApp and received records for Suzanne's LinkedIn accounts with photos and texts shared between her and Leibler. Your affidavit also served warrants on the Verizon account for Leibler. The following data was collected. Number 1, from LinkedIn, Leibler and Suzanne sent 59 communications to each other on Saturday, May 9th, with the last outgoing from Suzanne occurring at 2:11 p.m. when she messaged, I'm on WA. Leibler sent response messages at 2:39 p.m., 2:46 p.m., and 2:47 p.m. that Suzanne did not answer. He also sent messages on May 10 and May 11 that were not answered. Number 2, Verizon records contain 738 calls between Leibler and Suzanne's redacted number between October 2018 and December 2019. Suzanne called Leibler 74 times under international calls from the Cayman Islands between January 14 through 18, 2019. On December 18, 2020, agents contacted Leibler by phone and showed him some of the results of the LinkedIn messaging and photos between him and Suzanne on May 9, 2020. On May 9, 2020, Suzanne sent a message to Leibler at 11:42 a.m. that stated, guess who's alone again? Leibler told agents that message meant they were free to talk, and Suzanne was not surprised that Barry left her alone at home. Leibler confirmed that Suzanne's message at 2:11 p.m., I'm on WA, referred to her starting WhatsApp so they could share video with each other. From referencing the LinkedIn messages before and after, Leibler does not believe they used WhatsApp that time or later that day. Suzanne sent this photo to Leibler on LinkedIn at 2:03 p.m. Leibler's message to Suzanne at 2:46 p.m., hey, your weather looks great, may have been in reference to the picture she sent earlier or to Leibler checking conditions in Colorado through the internet. Suzanne never answered that message or subsequent messages by Leibler wishing her a happy Mother's Day on May 10th. From the return of search warrant on Leibler's Verizon phone, Leibler used the same Michigan switch market ID 227 for all 23 communications from May 7 through 11, 2020, as he did on the day of the November 13, 2020 interview with the agents at the office of the FBI in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Following the interview, Leibler sent agents a screenshot of his credit card charges for his Costco wholesale credit card redacted under the name Jeffrey F. Jeffrey S. Leibler for May 2020. Noted are charges in Wixom, wow, Wixom, Michigan for $292.40 at Menards on May 7, 2020, a charge of $26.58 in Howe, Michigan on May 9, 2020, and Howe, Michigan on May 11, 2020. These charges are consistent with home improvement stores and the dock project Leibler told agents he was working on in the days leading up to and through Mother's Day weekend at his Michigan residence. Leibler also messaged Suzanne on 5/7/2020 saying that he went to Menards, and Suzanne asked him on 5/9/2020 whether he had finished his dock. All right, so that leads us to section 3, Barry's initial statements, May 2020 and July 2020. All right, so I'm going to cut this one off here. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.